Please tell us about your journey. We're talking about visibility, branding, having an online presence, whether it's online or in your village or your community. Like it's about how do you present yourself? What do people know? What do they know when they see your name? So over to you, sir. Please tell us what exactly inspired your journey because your name is very well known. And what would you say is the first step that you think teachers can actually start taking to build their brand presence? Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, wherever you are. Um, yes, this is first of all to appreciate the street school and what you do because it aligns with my interest and what I advocate, which is capacity building and education, all around education. Now, to the question you asked, my journey started from grassroots. Let me use the language, the grassroots. Yes. Why did I say so? Because somebody like philosopher Aristotle says that excellence is what we repeatedly do, which
Mm,
means it is we are what we repeatedly do, which means excellence is a habit. So I am a teacher not by chance, but by choice. Because in the teaching profession, there are some people who are in the teaching profession by chance, just awaiting what they call the higher job. But I'm a teacher by choice because I studied education science, major in physics and mathematics. Yeah, I started teaching earlier, even with my O level. The journey to that presidential award, then with which I will now use as a testimonial and inspiration to colleagues. I started with O level. Then after my O level, I was absorbed to teaching, assistant teaching basic science or distant mathematics for junior classes. Then I had opportunity to go to the university to study mechanical engineering, having done well in mathematics and physics and other things. But I opted myself, I applied for a science education because of my passion in teaching. So that having graduated then, I started teaching. I have been in the classroom over 2 decades. Yeah, good. Then what are the things that I did? In just doing the ordinary things in an extraordinary ways. That is what I advocate and what I encourage colleagues to be doing. Though it didn't come without its challenges. We
mm,
have challenges. But there's one thing about challenges. One of my mentors says that where challenges lie, there lies opportunity.
mm,
And there is no growth in comfort zone.
mm,
Now, standing on that premises, I started with passion teaching. In teaching my students, I've taught in rural areas, I've taught in urban areas, I've taught in semi-urban areas across my teaching experiences. I've taught in private and public, even in missionary school. So I've had that experiences at all
mm,
levels. Now, in teaching my students, first of all, I take the teaching job personal. I allow myself to have intrinsic motivation, not majorly extrinsic, because in our system, to be frank, we have less of extrinsic motivation. If you don't
mm,
have conviction and intrinsic motivation by yourself in what you are doing, if you're not seeing the light at the end of what you are, the tunnel of what you are doing, the system might either frustrate you or discourage you. Yes. So that being said, I have my intrinsic motivation. My motivation is this: that this thing I'm doing, I will teach and I will be rich.
mm,
So I believe that I will teach and I will be rich. And I believe
mm,
that I will teach also and I will make impact.
mm,
My conviction is this, my challenge is this. If the musician, if a musician or a comedian can make impact and be known globally, come to limelight
mm,
by just jumping up at the stage, then what prevents a teacher? So
mm.
these are the personal philosophy. And I also believe that every child is a potential genius.
Sure.
So writing my philosophy in the classroom is that no child should be left behind at the corridor of education, irrespective of the background of the child, irrespective of the race, irrespective of the physiology of the child and the psychology of the child. No child should be left behind. That brings in my teaching style, which is adaptive teaching, differentiated instruction, and inclusive learning. These are three vehicles. In adaptive teaching, it is not how I teach JS1A, it's how I teach JS2A. Because I teach every class based on their need, their peculiarity, their differences, and their circumstances. This is how I teach. So I first of all study my learners. It is not how I teach in school A that I teach in school B. When I go to a school, I first of all study the classes I have, the type of learners I have, what are their needs, what are the strengths and the weaknesses, who are the high flyers, who are the average performers, who are the lower tiers or the low pace learners. The low pace learners are the ones I will use to evaluate my work after having worked there by like 2-3 months, which is a term, given to it a term. That's how I measure my destiny. Okay, for instance, when I worked at British Spring College, Oka, the time I worked there, the first thing I asked the administrator is to give me the result of their mock, their assessment or their previous result, that class I was about to prepare for a external exam, WAEC. I studied that and they see the trend. And I now know, having come in the system, and I now know those who are the strength of the high flyers in the class and those who have challenges in the subject I teach, physics. I started with them. And now introduce collaboration. Collaboration is where you have peer learning in the classroom. So that peer teaching and learning is where I use those high flyers, stretch them in the classroom, then I use them to scaffold learning for the low flyers. That is cooperative learning in the classroom. That's why I told you, not how I teach school A, I teach in school B. It's not how I teach JS1A, I teach JS2B. It's not how I teach SS2A, it's how I teach SS3A. I think that is what a teacher will do. It is in text consciousness. If you are just teaching to cover scheme of work, you can't make that impact you hear people make. If you are just leveraging your glory as the teacher on already made job, on a soft landing. What do I mean by soft landing? You are in a school, you are teaching maybe year 5, or let me say SS1, and this SS1 we are prepared by somebody in JS3, and when they come to SS1, there are about high flyer students there. You use them to boost. You are not the one that prepared their foundation. You have not made impact. The school know that. The school know them already, that these are high flyers. They have been going with them maybe for quiz competition or whatever. So in that your SS2, try to find out those weak students and mentor them, coach them, scaffold learning for them, bring them up to limelight. It is not automatic, but take it as a project. When you do that, you can now beat your chest. This is my product. Not already well soft landing. This is my product. If they are at the D level when they came to your class, try before they spend that 3 terms in your class, they must have come up to C level.
Wow.
These are the things so that you can book. When I made requests for one of the school I work, when I make requests for salary increment, I made a reference of what I'm saying statistically. I told the administrator, I have worked here 2 years. I need my amount to be increased. And the woman said that they have a system here that teachers are not asking yet. How am I asking? I say, I'm asking because I've made impact. Confidence is not arrogance. Very point.
Sure.
Confidence is not arrogance. And the mediocrity is not humility. Neither is stupidity gentility. Even naivety cannot be loyalty. And even psychophancy is not diplomacy. These are things teachers should know. These are my writing philosophy. So now I don't seek validation. When I was in the office like this, I don't join in critique and gossip with teacher. I don't form cliques. I make myself known. I make my stand known. So I told the woman politely, I told you in the office, we were talking like, I also wrote a letter. They invited me to the office. I said, why should we increase your money now? I said, because I've made impact. This is 2 years. I've made impact. What have I done? I made reference to what I'm saying. When I come to this school, the class I'm teaching, I was teaching senior class mathematics and physics, and junior, mathematics and physics. I said, this class I'm teaching, this is the result I met them. Go to the assessment, go and verify. These students, they have come up to this. The last WAEC you had before I came, I checked the analysis. I made my findings. These are the people I presented for WAEC. This is the result. You saw that yourself. You were celebrating them. These are my impact. So I think I deserve uplift.
Wow.
The woman and the husband went into a meeting. As I'm talking to you, my case became different in the school because I have my reference point. You don't request for them when you don't have not made impact. They will toy with you. They will tell you that you even they will begin to show that they are even managing you in the system. If you go, nothing is lost. You
Thank
can't
you
determine
so
your
much.
price. So thank you. Now to my journey, first of all, these are the things I was doing, integrating technology in teaching. During the time of COVID-19, I joined in Anambra Teaching on Air. I was selected among the teachers to intervene in education by Ministry of Education Anambra State, then under the leadership of Chief Dr. Willie Obiano and the Professor Keto Meneva were the Minister, Commissioner for Education then. So I did that, taught physics online and basic technology. After that, I now leverage on that awareness and open my YouTube channel, JoeNewton Online Physics and Maths, and Facebook, teaching globally. From there, I have opened up to associate with some international organizations. These are things teachers who do, like my fellow was talking, leverage on platforms. So your voice will be heard. So from there, I leverage to international, like United People Global, SDG partnership with SPCSs. These are things that I joined them. Then in 2021, schools have been giving me award and recognitions because of what I do. In 2021, I applied for Multinational Teacher of the Year under Nigeria Brewers. It was then that I won the award of Best Teacher under Martina, Anambra State, and top 10 in Nigeria. We were hosted at Lagos. Then 2022, having come to that limelight, my state Ministry of Education, they pick my zone. We have zone. They pick attention on my profile, presented for the state evaluation 2022. Because what I want to say is that it doesn't always rosy. I didn't. After the evaluation at the state ministry, my name was not submitted for Abuja profiling. That 2022. Then I now went back because if you aspire to acquire the desire you admire, as you fire, it backfires. Don't retire, but always refire. And when this is done, do not retire, but inspire, so not to expire. So I went back and retired, retreat again, keep upgrading my profile, attend this seminar workshop. As I train people, I also get training both online and offline. So finally, in 2023, I went return march again, didn't go. In 2024, my profile was reached. Then the state government, after evaluation and quality, because everything about national award is quality assurance based. You can go and ask them. Anything you claim you do, it must be verified. If you say you have community service, it must be verified. Your community must attest. They say their own independent verification. So my community and my students are tested. The result of about 3 years or 4 years result was taken from the school to check the trend of my student performance. Attendance to school, all those things we are taking. After quality assurance, I top best in Anambra State, my state, and my name was submitted to Abuja. They did their evaluation and analysis based on quality assurance, what you do, community service, classroom impact, your student impact. One of my students in 2020, when I was at British Spring College, Oka, a student I mentored, my student was the first runner-up, best science student in Nigeria, Presidential Prize 2020. You can Google the name Kamsi Nelson Owakwe Kamsi Yochuku. So these are the things in the record. The school there, I was not in the school. Relationship is very important. Teachers should know this. I have left British Spring College, but during the award, do you know that they had to write their recommendation? They had write their recommendation that when this teacher taught in our school, he made a legacy that one of his students under his tutelage, he made the best first runner-up in Nigeria, one presidential award is on record. The schools, the seminars I held with some private school association, workshops I attended, all of them put recommendations. So these are things teachers do. Does not come at a limp. It's a gradual process. You
Mm.
have to believe in yourself. You have
Thank,
to be convinced in what you are doing. And you
thank,
have to believe in your students that they can be good. And you have to start small. Do not be too small to do big things. And do not
Mhm.
be too big to do small things. Thank you.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. That is so, so impactful. I think that deserves a round of applause. Thank you so, so much for sharing your journey. Something that's so striking that you said is about you want to improve your teacher brand, you need to make real impacts. So it's
Yeah.
not just about you don't just talk the talk, you have to work the walk the talk. You have to do the put in the effort. So I think there was something else you said about maintaining relationships, right? People
Yeah.
that if you make so much of an impact, people that knew you probably yes before, they will have something to say. So what do you have to say to teachers who they want to grow their brand, but they are stuck in a situation where they feel invisible, where they feel underappreciated, where they feel overworked? It's a real thing. How would you advise a teacher like that?
Very simple. First, you have to be positive.
Mm.
Number one point, you have to be positive, everything. You have to be positive in the sense that, and also you have to be consistent.
Mm.
You have to be consistent. Very important. Wolo Shoyinka would say, try again until you succeed. So you have to be consistent. And as well, you have to be honest with yourself.
Mm.
Know what you want and know what you do. It is in this profession, it is either you are teaching or you are cheating. Both of them have the same letters. Either you are teaching or you are cheating. And you cannot come to limelight because what if I throw a ball on the wall, it bounces back? That's it. So it's a cumulative effort. So those who are trying to come to limelight, I know that the system, that's what I mentioned of intrinsic motivation.
Mm.
Because looking around at the system, is it the salary? It is nothing to write home about. Sometimes what I earn online from online teaching is more than my salary. It is more than my salary, but it was something I built. I paid the price of sacrifice. I started the teaching, convincing people by free service, by sacrifice, preparing my students extra lesson for free. When I do that, in time as time when the time was due, it ripe, the recommendation began to come. People recommend, oh, this one, he can teach mathematics, he can teach physics well. He taught my child, even free this one. And I began to have my premium charge. So pay the price first. Then those who are struggling, when you believe discover your strengths and your weakness. Every person has their strengths and weaknesses. Those your strengths is where you now leverage to explore.
Mm.
It might be your subject area. It might be another skill or inherent talent you have. You might be a teacher, but you have a good voice of singing.
Mm.
You might that singing now you can now bring it, blend it into your teaching. You can use
Mm.
it for a certain induction. Your class becomes a fun class. You
Mhm.
might be a teacher, you are good in storytelling.
Mm.
There are areas you can go online and start telling stories, folklores, and even as a science teacher, you'll be making money from that.
Mm.
So discover your strength and your weakness. Do not be too harsh on you on your weakness. Rather, keep on developing. There is no perfect being anywhere. So then capitalize on that your strength. The other thing, important thing is explore opportunities. Look around your area. Create your own niche.
Mm.
What you need to do from people, whether it's on LinkedIn, like my fellow was saying, or on Facebook, when you go to YouTube, what people do, what I suggest that learn skills and they add your own style. Hear me well. I say learn skill from what people do, then add your style to make yourself unique. Do not imitate because if you imitate verbatim, imitation brings about limitations. That's the
Mm.
problem we have in Africa. Sorry to say this. Because if you go over there, when somebody develops something, another person will see it as the evolution and try to advance it. But what we do is that this person does this person is dancing naked on social media. Let me dance naked and make money. They say they are monetizing. It doesn't make sense. You must not dance naked to make money. You do another thing. So when you imitate, when you see, learn, emulate, not imitate. Emulate
Mm.
and advance it, develop it. Very important. It's a great what people should do. Look for mentorship. Look for
Mm.
mentor. Have a model. Have a model, both living and the past. My model for the past is Isaac Newton. That brings about JoeNewton. He's a great philosopher, mathematician, and physicist. Then I have my mentor, 2 or 3 mentors living now. So have your mentor. The another important thing is that keep learning continuously. This is a global world where learning is at the fingertip. You don't even need to apply to big university, Cambridge to learn now. Keep learning online, offline, seminar, conference, invest in yourself. Wow. And when you learn and you do not practice it, it is like a good vehicle, brand engine without petrol and not kickstarting. So when you learn, practice that thing you learn. Practice in your classroom, volunteer in job in community, give seminar to people, women in community, youth in community, mentor. When you be doing this pattern, that you begin to advance. Before you know, you see yourself by your mentorship and free service and community service. You see yourself. Someone may recommend you tomorrow. Come to Limelight. Then have online presence. The world is evolving. Technology is not going to replace teachers. Technology is a tool in the hand of teachers who are ready. But technology will displace teachers who are not ready. It is not here to replace, even AI. I'm not afraid. It is not here to replace us. It is here to be a tool in the hand of good teachers who are prepared. But those who remain adamant, who stay in the past, remember the certificate is just a school opinion about you, whether first class or second class, it's a school opinion about your effort at the moment. The back of the certificate is plain. My philosophy, why is it plain, is for you to write on that. Your impact will write at the back of your certificate. That's why it is plain. So try to do what? Prepare yourself so that you will not be left behind. The big wall. And you keep complaining. Leave complain. Drop complaint and go into strategy. Drop criticism and go into synergy. Drop lamentation and go into planning and the association. That is teamwork. And finally, explore the 4 C's of 21st century education, which is collaboration. You collaborate both with the management of the school. You collaborate both with the community parents. You collaborate both with your fellow teachers. If anyone is outperforming you, do not be envious. Be humble to learn, even from the person you dislike. You dislike the face. You can cover your eyes and use your ear to learn from the person you dislike. Yeah, that's it. Make sense out of any nonsense. When you do that part of that collaboration, do you know you can collaborate with your student as a teacher? Let me give you a practical example. This is not theoretical. You are teaching biology, for example. And in biology, we have a lot of drawing of diagram. That's why I did not do that course anyway. My wife is doing that. A lot of time is drawing, labeling, all those things. He's a biologist. So you have to draw labels and draw diagram and label. You have your scheme of work. You study them. You don't come to lesson by emergency. And you know that in your school resume September, and know that in the 3rd week, you have to draw digestive system and label. But you're not good at drawing. Look at that boy in your class, that Olu, that John, that okay in your class or in the neighboring class who draws very well. Give him a cardboard sheet, inspire him, praise him for what he's doing. Ask him, give him as the challenge. Boy, can you draw this thing? The child will happily say, let me draw this for you to prove. Give the boy a cardboard sheet. You have the lesson next 2 weeks. Give the boy this weekend. The boy will draw that for you. So that you will not draw lizard in the name of, you yourself will not draw lizard in the name of digestive system and frustrate your learning, your class. When the child brings that in the cardboard sheet, you now annotate and label. On the next week, you brand it. Your class students will be saying, our teacher can draw. Esther draw too much. They don't know you did background work. You are not the one that drew it.
So leveraging.
You have collaborated with your students.
Yes.
So that's good. So another one is that don't take care of yourself.
Sure.
Make sure you have strike balance between work life. Strike balance between work life. Very important. Refresh, you rejuvenate. Sometimes you have a time to take care of your weekend or whatever. Rejuvenate with new strength.
Thank you.
And plan ahead. Take time and do your lesson planning. There are some teachers who are recycling lesson plan. As you recycle those things, make sure you do addition and revision. Not they say we should submit lesson plan. You copy for the one you used in 1992. You copy it in 2022 and give them. No, you cannot make difference. Revise it, review it, edit it, and upgrade it so you have current knowledge.
Thank you so much. Thank you so, so much. Such impactful words. So,
Mm.
for a teacher that wants to grow their influence, some of the things I've just put down is it has to start with intrinsic motivation.
Yes,
You
yes.
have to have a positive,
Enthusiasm
yeah,
in the class, be happy in the classroom, so that children will see joy, be happy. Yeah,
you have to, and then I like what you said, look for mentorship. You need
yeah,
mentors. We
yeah,
all need mentors. So look to someone that inspires you and let them just let them have that time where someone pours into you, a mentor where you can get advice, where you can,
yeah.
we don't know
Not
everything.
it
So
all. Yeah,
yeah, where
we
someone
don't know
can
it all.
fill in the gaps in what you need to know, what you don't
Yeah,
know yet. That's so beautiful. Thank you so much. I love how you said learn new skills and then apply your own style. That
yeah.
makes you stand out. That makes you
Ah,
different. So these are
even
ways for you to grow your influence. It will take time, but consistency
consider create a
will
brand.
get you there.
Create a brand. Let you be known with this. If what you are doing is about A, let that A be sounding everywhere.
What you're known.
Listen, every person will not don't seek validation and don't be carried
Mhm.
away by ovation because people validation and ovation can be dicey. So believe
Mhm.
in what you are doing. Some people will be castigating it. When I started the journey on online whatever, some people say I have them their chat. Some of them will say, Joe, all this thing you are doing online is notice me, so notice me. So you want to show yourself. I told them it is later that they know that I was not showing myself. I was showing my skill. That's what
So
difference.
have an avenue, a platform
Mm.
to show your skill. That's
Uh,
just similar to what
I was
Mr.
showing my
Wale
skill.
said.